Hey everyone, intending you are well, happy, and whole on this day. As I said, I'm going to be on reading to you an article I composed about magnetic realignment. It is so important and essential to understand your biological, physiological, psychological existence, and especially spiritual well-being on this earth, on this planet, and through your life experience. So, all right, and here we go. Magnetic Realignment by Alice. I am intending this information find you in health, peace, and understanding, and that you are open to gaining an understanding of the world around you, and most importantly, the one that resides within you. The purpose of me sharing this information is to encourage everyone to understand the foundation they are working with in mind, body, and spirit, because these are the tools we use to permit our external life through the physicality of our existences here. This means operating from open source energy and honoring our unique solar codes, aka DNA. But we first have to realize and remember these light codes that form the true self. And also to help us all become in the know and gain control over our experiences that occur in the internal, eternal states of our being. These are the ways we express ourselves and show up in the world. This requires attention on the molecular level through DNA and electromagnetic energy realignment. By understanding how this physical existence is being used to manipulate us into sin, or missing the mark, and death, we can prepare ourselves to be in ways that honor our Elohim's intended ways of life. Please refer to the 10 Commandments to understand our honor system here on earth, and know that the truth is eternal and will always reign supreme. This is the first section of my paper. The 12th celestial body, DNA, and H2O. The solar system is undergoing a shift that consists of 11 main celestial bodies being magnetically synchronized with the shifting magnetic core within our sun. Our sun is the 12th celestial body in the solar system and is the 8th sister to the 7 sister stars in the Taurus constellation. The sun was never meant to be a part of a closed-sourced energy grid such as Earth, and it is currently being pulled back to its home in the constellation to which it belongs. On Earth, the sun passes through the constellation of Taurus from the middle of May to the middle of June, and at this time, oceanic plasmic waves are being transmitted between the stars and the sun's magnetic core. During this time, there is an abundance of corrective energy that is accessible to us and can be used for healing purposes on the energetic level. And of course, this is going to trickle down to the physicality of our being. As human beings, the oceanic plasma waves influence our genetic and vibratory coding as the plasma streams pass through the physical and spiritual bodies. The magnetic wave pattern amplifies effects for activating the crystal body with new DNA tones within the physical matter. This means that we are constantly being permitted space to correct imprints made on the physical and energetic bodies. This is especially important because we are currently operating on inverted closed-sourced energy grids that cause reversal energies to be deemed and accepted as truth. We were not purposed here to adjust to the ways of man, but to live in accordance with nature and her laws. As society continues to develop, we see the detrimental effects of those who hold the most power and influence and have adjusted to their ways, right? We live in a society, we abide by their systems, we go to work hard and let them take our money from us. We buy their drugs and pharmaceuticals. We buy into a system that was developed and structured and not one that was innately inherited and developed by our divine Elohim. As society continues to develop, we see the detrimental effects of those who hold the most power and influence and have adjusted to their ways. This is why death, disease, and destruction are ruling Earth and our physical bodies and well-being. I'm just adding stuff, right? When the individual is pure of heart, plasma activations are made possible, which help to bring all aspects of the body back into harmony. In my video on cymatic syntropy and entropy, I've discussed how dire it is for us all to realize we are simply projected light, vibrating, expressing ourselves here through sound and electromagnetic energy waves. Our DNA is what holds the memory of our individual consciousness, which is also influenced by the 12 celestial bodies and our sun. You know, our sun is a part of that group. And to no surprise, water, right? Water is considered to be the source of life, and its structure, polarity, and binding abilities make it the universal solvent. It has the ability to store information, experiences, and influences from the outside world within both the energetic and physical body. Second part of my article we're entering: the reality of closed source energy and the moon. Since the Earth is operating on a closed source reversal energy grid, we find it complex to navigate our lives. We experience urges and temptations, stress and depression, confusion, greed, and countless other emotions we have never intended to and countless other emotions that were never intended for us to process on any level of our being here during our time on Earth. Understand that there was a mistake made by some people that caused us to be all-knowing. We were supposed to be abiding and living in peace and graciousness and righteousness, living off the earth with that entropy and that syntropy, using our electromagnetic energy and working with the electromagnetic energy here on earth to have solar powered things, water powered things, all natural resources. And your government is trying to prevent that from happening and has been for years. Look at your gas prices. We'll talk about that another time though. Once the intuitive, harmonious ways of our ancestors were abandoned and exploited, these reversal energies brought forth the current of misconceptions happening around gender and sexuality, dead energy and disease, sexual misery, perversion, mental illness, and a plethora of other low vibrational life-sucking focuses that we allow to consume our time, attention, and energy, or being. Boom. I know you guys are following me. I hope you're hearing me. This is all the truth. This is my roof, and I will transcend this planet because I am working to undo those reversals that have been passed down generation after generation. Not me, not my offsprings. Back into my paper. This is all occurring as a result of inverted biowave currents that are running our planet. This is also an opportune time to mention moon worship and how the lack of knowledge and awareness can cause one to spiral down paths that permit hyper-dimensional control over our spiritual, physical, and emotional bodies. If we continue to fail to realize the energies we are exposing ourselves to, we become weakened in our electromagnetic energy and disconnected from the essence that sustains our life, which is those 12 base codes that control the magnetic force and the 12 acceleration codes that control the electric force. They must be protected at all times. The moon is nothing to be worshipped, not in any of its phases, as everything on earth is food for the moon, and our mechanical lives have become dependent upon and influenced by intangible frequencies emanating from it. You guys are allowing yourselves to be zapped, to be controlled, to be manipulated, allowing spirits to enter your vibratory being. And you don't know this because what does it show up as? It shows up a headache, I'm tired, I feel lethargic, all these things. You need to become aware and in the know of what is actually happening. It's not just a physical world. You're not in a physical world. You're in an electromagnetic light sound experience. And to think that this shit matters. It's bobble. It's beyond me. back into my paper. As energetic beings, we store information in our genetic code in electric bodies, which is the soul. This information can be passed down generation after generation in its reversed program states until the individual realizes the negative effect of these ways, thoughts, or feelings of being and corrects them. If we look at our society, we see the controlling and manipulating ways of the food, medical, pharmaceutical, and entertainment industries that keep us trapped in these stagnant and deafening states. And in our modern world, we are encouraged to use religion, therapy, and other forms of external escapism to reduce our connection to our experiences. Therefore, removing them from our attention. When you do not process to progress, you keep the problem within you. I can't wait to release my deck so you all can understand. It's a design for end times. It's a design for the beginning, the middle, and the ending of our lives, because we need help, and I'm here to do it. So, these things are removed from our attention, right? Once we turn to entertainment, food, drugs, sex, right? As therapy, things outside of us, when we are internal, eternal beings. Unfortunately, that is not how things work. We can't just say a prayer to repent. We can't just dance to release, or sing to release, or talk to a stranger with our own reversals to resolve our internal, eternal issues. Temporary solutions do not bring about harmony, nor do they create the space for actual healing to occur on any level. True repentance and resolution starts with taking corrective action and adopting healthier habits. As we lead lives in accordance with the word and the ways of our Elohim, we are better able to navigate ourselves and therefore our lives. And I'm not going to talk much about that spirituality right now or the Bible, because my head should be covered whenever I'm speaking on that. Even though I am not a Christian woman, I am a woman of faith, and I understand the ways of the word, so I can't talk that much on the book. But that book has everything you want to know about anything. And also all the new age crap that they're trying to brainwash us in, to suck us in, is inverted. All that stuff is in the Bible. We're supposed to be using the herbs here, nature here, to help and heal our bodies, working with nature to be. Once we exploit those things, realize it's inverted. Once we're worshiping beyond our Elohim, it's inverted. There are many gods. When you say God, who are you talking about? When you say Lord, who are you talking about? Because there are many lords and there are many gods, and you can't just speak things and expect our Elohim to understand. Pick up a Bible, pick up a Torah rather, because that Torah contains all the books. Realize yourself. Become something worth being. I tell you, this is me. This is me, and this is how my energy is. It's all encompassing, all embodying, because I am honoring my ways of being. All the things that I sat and realized and recognized that were not a part of me. Yes, I've been in homosexual relationships. Yes, I once wanted to be a boy, but I witnessed myself and I realized myself, and I corrected those inverted reverse magnetic frequencies within my being so that my energy centers may be spinning in the proper direction. And let me tell you this, if you're teaching about chakra energy and saying chakras, wrong, you're wrong. You're wrong to be doing that, because I bet you don't even understand or realize or know the way those energy centers are supposed to be spinning. None of those energy centers spin in the same direction, Move out of here, from here. Move from here. Move from here. You have to be pulling up in your energy. You have to stop releasing your energy out into this world and keep it internally to transform the eternal. The last part of my paper, because I'm taking up time. I you know how I feel about my time. Magnetic realignment. But you all are worth it. And that's why I make space in my days, in my ways. You notice I stopped posting for a while because I had some correcting to do in my energy. And also, because I have a man now. I have a man. And this man is a divine reflection of me. And I've waited. I was single for 7 years to attract a partner that I knew was going to help me lead a life and be in ways that would transform every life around us. Magnetic realignment. To become magnetically realigned, we must correct the way our energy is being expressed and registered on the planetary grid network. DNA and RNA are what activate the molecular structure of energy that is expressed as our individual consciousness. Us, right? Magnetism and electricity are what imprint upon our light bodies through dimensional energy, and that is what makes us who we are, including how we define our genders, male or female, right? I just posted about this. Come correct, guys. One must understand that the way these imprints are plugged into one another will determine the reality of the individual. You may have wrong energies plugged into each other. Electricity with electricity, magnetism with magnetism. Therefore, you're out here thinking, I'm supposed to be a man, I'm supposed to be a woman. It's okay to learn, to experience, but it is not okay to be misguided and manipulated into things. And that is what this world is doing and having us be in ways that are inverted and reversed, so that we may never experience our divine birthright, our eternal life. And the clock is ticking, guys. You want to be caught up in that rapture, I'm telling you. And you might not believe in Christianity. I'm not a Christian. I keep telling you all that. I'm not a Christian. But I know the truth and the way and the life eternally. And I will continue to guide people toward that. It's been in my heart since I was a little girl. It's been in my heart. I'm here to collect souls, and I don't care how that sounds to you, because I'm doing it for family. You're my family. And for you to be disconnected from me is wrong. For us to be disconnected from each other is wrong, and I don't stand for it. I'm not here for it. So one must understand that the way these imprints are plugged into each other, they will determine the reality of our individuality, and we must be the witness and realize, hey, this is not me, and undo that. Low vibrational frequencies will be challenging, as these are the inheritance that need to be cleared and corrected. We are not aware of this information. And if we aren't aware of it, how can we prepare ourselves to be in ways to correct the trauma, to correct the trauma imprinted upon us? We must take time to develop patience and understanding enough to recognize what is reflective of the energy expressions we intend to be, instead of what is being mirrored through our consciousness from imprints carried down the ancestral lineage. We will never achieve harmony or enlightenment or whatever New Age nonsense is aiming to teach in its backwards, corrupt ideologies, until we become solely accountable and responsible for correcting these morphological thoughts, beliefs, and feelings we've been subjected to. We will remain in a state of dis-ease, dysfunction, and destruction. And before I end this video, I want to tell you how important it is to me, for you, to realize yourself and remember the essence of who you are. The things you're attracted to, the things you want to do, they are a part of your electromagnetic body, your spirit, your soul, from past incarnations, whatever you have it. I'm sincerely asking you to sit with yourself and realize, like, I was a witch. I was a witch. I never did anyone else's spell work or anything. I've always developed my own rituals and whatnot. But I fell out of that stuff, and I fell out of those ways because We don't need titles to be who we are. We don't need titles. Abandon the titles. Be in your space and be divine in your ways. And I promise you, you will be embraced and supported by the world. Fake and phony people are not going to be celebrated. Fake and phony people, diseased, disgusting, demonic forces here trying to take us away from our... if only you could see. If only you could see. But I'm intending this message touched your higher mind and permitted you with the keys to begin accessing your true divinity. And until next time, blessings and bliss, my loves. Peace.